Welcome to the Fireside Chat for Fitness and Nutrition with Adrienne and Ken. Today we're going to be talking about pre-workout nutrition and a dynamic warm-up. So Ken, would you like to lead us through the dynamic warm-up?
I would. I have some examples to give to you today, yes. But first off, why would you want to do dynamic warm-up? So there's a couple of things. It increases the blood flow. So dynamic movement takes the blood from your core and gets it out to your muscles, which you need that because that's how it's going to help you so that you don't pull any muscle. And so increased blood flow means the muscles are warmed up, and also increased range of motion, reduced risk of injury for sure. And but also, if you're going to do dynamic dynamic warm-up is good for if you're going to do a specific type of physical challenge, like say sprinting or swimming. So, something that is going to require a lot of intense movement, but you want to go through the same movement before that at a lower intensity, so that you get your muscles used to the movement. So I wanted to show you an lower body dynamic warm-up and upper body dynamic warm-up. They're very easy to do, but let me show you. Say, for instance, if you were going to go jogging or power walking or so you want to warm up the muscles of the lower body, and we're going in a straight motion, so it's going to be front and back is what you'd want to warm up. So let me lower this down a little bit so you can see. So it's going to be the first thing I always have people do when my clients do when they're going to walking or going jogging is go up on your toes and take 20 steps on your toes. This warms up the calves. So you're just going to take, you just walking 20 steps on your calves, on your toes, not on your calves, on your toes. And then you're going to walk 20 steps on your heels because you're going to lift up your foot as you walk. So you're going to want that warmed up. And you're going to want your hip flexors and quadriceps warmed up. So you're going to do this 20 steps. And it's not very long. It doesn't take very long to do. Like this that way. And then you're going to warm up your hamstrings and a little bit of your buttocks too as you heel kick. So that's lower body dynamic workout, or warm up, excuse me. So again, it's just targets the muscles that you're going to use at a more intense level, but it's at a lower level. And upper body is going to be, really work on the shoulders. So this is going to be here, and you're going to go both ways. Okay, that works on the shoulder joint. You're going to go across your body like this, in and out. That's going to work the chest and the upper back. And again, 15, 20 repetitions is all you need. And then we're going to work on the scapular muscles, which are shoulder shrugs. You can do circles, or you can do shoulder shrugs themselves, go backwards. And that's the upper body dynamic warm-up. So those are two different types of warm-ups that you can do. Let's say, for instance, if you're going to do chest press or pull downs or rows, you can do the upper body warm-up. If you're going to do the jogging or leg press or sprinting, something like that, you want to do the lower body warm-up. So do you have any questions?
No, I like doing the shoulder shrugs even when I'm walking, though. And I know I'm not really using my upper body. Well, just going like this.
Yeah, which is good because, you're just using your hands. And again, a thought occurred to me, you don't want to actually even hold anything in your hands when you're walking, because that's not good. You don't want to exacerbate a problem that could occur. So, but yeah.
Hand weights or hand warmers? None?
Well,
I'm going to die.
Yeah. Well, hand warmers, I don't know how much, if they weigh less than, a couple ounces, that's
probably
fine.
Like a couple
ounces. But that's fine. But not, like 5-pound weights, you don't want to do that because that's going to hurt the joints and muscles. You don't want to do it because that's for strength training. That's not for endurance. That's for strength training. Weights are always for strength training. So.
Do you like the idea of like the walking sticks? I see, I think it's more of a European thing, but I've seen some people doing that too.
Yeah, you can use that because you can rest that on the ground. It's more of a healthy an aid for like cross country skiing too. And that's fine, but just as long as you're not holding it in the air like a free weight, like a dumbbell. Because you're going to put that on the ground and pull, and that's fine. But and you don't want to use that, or you don't want to use ankle weights, because any injury that you could have, that you possibly have, is exacerbated with the addition of weights on the end of a long lever. the end of a long, from here to here, and then from the hip down to the ankle, it's a long lever. So, a small weight can really add a lot of external force to that joint. You don't want that.
So you only really want to use those strap-on weights for resistance training, not when you're walking.
Correct. That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
I made that mistake.
Yeah, don't do that. That's no bueno. So
well, I like the idea of the warm-ups. I definitely want to incorporate more of the calf raises before I go out to like do walks, etc. And I just feel like this is a good way to even just get people, even if they're not in the habit of exercising right now, if they could just do a little bit of warming up, and even if they stop, it's still something that starts getting us all in the habit, really, of like,
that is a lot better than nothing.
I might as well just go outside. I've done this. I might as well just start my workout.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever it takes, whatever you need.
That's great. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about this proper nutrition before you work out, because that's one of the things that can really help or hinder our fitness goals, depending on what we choose to eat and our timing and everything too. So my goal as a registered dietitian and nutritionist is to help shed light on the importance of fueling your workout for your workout effectively, but then also more ideal timing. And I know, we don't all live in an ideal world, but just knowing the timing and what types of food to eat if you only have, let's say, an hour or 30 minutes before your workout, instead of if you have 3 hours before your workout. In terms of what you want to eat, I'm always going to say this: nutrient-rich foods, really.
Sure.
So let's break those down into like macronutrients and then some ideas of what each of these macronutrient foods could be. So carbohydrates, this is the body's primary fuel. It's the preferred fuel for a lot of things. And also it really is used in a lot of our different activities. And of course, we've talked before about type 1, type 2 muscle fibers and what is used in cardiovascular versus resistance training. But in general, you want to make sure that you have more complex carbohydrates. So instead of like processed simple carbohydrates like white breads or cookies before a workout, for example, might want to have some oatmeal or some brown rice, maybe mixed with some other of the macronutrients, which we'll talk about in a second, and make a little tiny meal that you can have to help get you fueled up for your workout. So part of this is going to be protein too. That's going to help support our muscles and with the repair of our muscles, because, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, our muscles tear before they repair and grow or get denser, stronger, and all of that. So some lean protein sources would include things like chicken or fish. You can also do things like nuts, legumes, tofu. Those are some good sources of protein. And then you could even have that with your brown rice, for example. And then we also want healthy fats. That'll help sustain our energy. And so things like avocados, some nuts, seeds, like you can make a chia pudding, for example. You can have olive oil with maybe some hummus and some carrots. That would be an option. You could put that avocado with, let's say, chicken or tofu and brown rice. There's a little meal that has all three macronutrients and they're ready to go. In terms of timing, okay, so it depends on really what you're planning for. If you're super structured, you probably already know, like, oh, okay, I'm going to do my workout at 2, therefore at noon, I'm going to eat this lunch that has all 3 different macronutrients. But sometimes we're like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to the gym today. Then we realize we are, but we have a half an hour. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. So the half an hour to 30 minutes one, you really want to choose a light, easily digestible food. I wouldn't have so many fats in here because fat is a little bit harder for the body to process, but maybe something like banana with some almond butter or peanut butter, or a small handful of nuts with a piece of fruit, like an apple would be a good option. If you have 1 to 2 hours before your activity, then you can have something like maybe yogurt. It could be Greek yogurt, it could be non-dairy yogurt. You can add some fruit to that. You can also have protein powder in some water and just mix that up. That will get you something good before you work out. And if you have 2 to 3 hours before activity or exercise, that could just be a meal, kind of like what I talked about before, where it could be your brown rice, it could be your avocado, it could be your chicken or your tofu or something along those lines, just to kind of get you a little bit of everything. It could be a turkey sandwich on whole grain bread, maybe some carrots or celery on the side. That way you have a little bit of everything that you need in terms of macronutrients to really go into your workouts and get you the best results. So yeah, we'll talk about myths later, but you can't outrun a bad diet, right? And so like
No, you
we need both
cannot.
of these things.
Yeah, very good. So would you say if you're working out a half an hour before, or if you're going to work out in a half an hour, let's say for instance you're eating a plate full this big, normally would your plate be maybe a third or a half of, or does it depend?
Think of a snack, not a meal.
Snack size. Okay.
Like maybe
okay. That's
200, 300 calories, maybe depending on what you need. If you need 2,000 calories versus 1,200 calories a day, plan accordingly.
okay.
But I would say snack. Think snack. That way you're not
Very good.
like you're not weighed down, or you're not feeling nauseous when you're like in the middle of a big heavy workout.
Sure. I have one more question too. When you mentioned nuts several times, does it matter if it's salted or unsalted, or does it matter as far as pre-workout nutrition goes? Does it matter with that?
Okay, so I think the oils that they cook it in actually matter more, but let's just say that you got I don't know, salted macadamia nuts. That's not a big issue compared to like unsalted. You do need some of the minerals to help hydrate yourself better. But in general, a lot of us Americans are getting a lot more sodium than we need in our diet. So I wouldn't say go out of your way to get the salted nuts versus the unsalted nuts, because we're generally going to do pretty well with that.
We're good on that. We're
good on sodium.
We like sodium, yes. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Any other comments or things that you want to share, Ken? How are you going to get people started with, like, tell them like something inspiring, like how to get started with dynamic workouts?
Just go outside and just do something outside. Get the fresh air, get the sunshine on your face. Hopefully you'll be inspired to do something.
Yeah. And if you have a snack before you go out, that just helps motivate you to do so, right? So if you're going to snack, go for a walk. If you're going to have a snack, go do a light, 15-minute resistance training workout, right?
That'd be good. That'd be great. Yeah.
Well, if any of you have questions or would like us to answer any sort of like certain topics that you might have, feel free to put them into the comments, because we do read those and we would be happy to incorporate those into future fireside chats. But in the meantime, consistency.
And if you like what we said, please hit that like button and share our content so we can help other people.
And remember, take one thing that we talked about and try to incorporate it. And it could just be including a certain macronutrient that you haven't been, but it's still better than doing nothing, right? Small step.
Correct.
All right. Well, we'll see you all in the future. Take care.
Bye.
We have a 90-day VIP program, and this is all about knee surgery prep and recovery. So we want to make sure that you have the best outcomes by having your own virtual personal trainer and your own dietitian nutritionist who's going to help coach you. So by integrating these services that we're going to offer with your doctor's care, you will have a lot of potential benefits, including customized diet and exercise plans to help you get ready for the surgery, and then afterwards the surgery, dealing with things like inflammation or limited mobility and how to get that strength back into the knee, for example, and the muscles surrounding it. We can also help create routines that focus on strengthening certain specific muscles, like I said, reducing inflammation and excess weight to help your knees not be so stressed out. And we're also going to improve flexibility and enhance your overall health. What else are we going to do, Ken?
Well, yeah, you said a lot. That's good. Injury prevention and rehabilitation for sure. If you're getting scheduled for knee replacement, let's just say, you want to strengthen those muscles around the joint so that it's easier for you to recover. So the stronger the muscle is before you go in, the easier it is to rehabilitate that, because it's already programmed. It's already programmed in the muscle and in the nerves and so forth. So it's a good thing. You want that. Your muscles want that. They desire that, and the rehabilitation will be so much easier. And with a trainer specifically, we can guide you. I can guide you through the proper form and techniques in reducing your risk of further injury as well. So, what else you got, Adrienne?
Another great benefit of this program is that we do everything virtually, so you can get your virtual health coaching and your virtual personal training so that you can do it from home, from your couch,
Don't have
we're
to
there
go
for
anywhere.
you.
Don't have to go anywhere for sure. Yeah, that leads into motivation and accountability. So we provide personal one-on-one motivation and support, and with regular check-ins, and we track your progress and set you up with goals and make sure that you're on track and making the progress that you need to make in order to go forward.
And a key part of this is that it's holistic too. So there's a difference between going to our doctors or orthopedic surgeons and, getting news that we're going to get a surgery, and then just kind of like prepping in terms of having some meals made or people to kind of help out. But what you really want is to have this combined dietary part and this personal training part along with your doctor, so that you have all three on your team. And by doing this, clients can have better posture, they can lose weight, reduce inflammation and pain, have increased strength and overall well-being. So you are like hitting the ground running. Well, so you're prepping, you get the surgery, and then you're done and you have support to just get on with the rest of your life. So right. I think it's a great program.
I do too.
And it's only $14.97 for the whole 90-day program. And it includes one-on-one support with your nutrition coach and also your personal trainer. You'll get 9 sessions total. And we are here to help you thrive.
Yes, we are.